Hey there, this is Paul Secord, your Gospel Road Coach. I'm coming to you today from Des Moines, Iowa with the scariest thing I have ever talked about on screen. I almost can't believe I'm doing this, but here goes. Ministry versus Christian entertainment. Ministry versus Christian entertainment. Now listen, if a lot of you hadn't said, I can't wait to hear what Paul thinks about this, then I wouldn't be filming this today. This is such a dividing line, and there are such strong opinions on this matter. But I'm gonna chime in. First off, let's talk about Christian entertainment. I'm fine with it. I think it's great. Because where are Christians supposed to go? If I want to be entertained, if I want some wholesome entertainment, or I want to hear some great music, or I want to have a good time, am I supposed to go watch Netflix or something? There's nothing on there for me. Christian entertainment, got no problem with it. And I don't have a problem paying good money for it. I'll pay good money for anything else. I'll pay good money to see the new Star Wars movie. But am I supposed to just like wait another 3 or 4 years for another great Christian movie like I Can Only Imagine to come along? Christian entertainment, no problem here. Ministry. Here's where I think we get caught up. Ministry is one word. And I believe we get caught up in thinking that it can only look one way. It's one word. But there are so many different aspects of ministry. And I'm going to tell you a story to back it up. I was listening to a sermon by a friend, a guy I've met a couple times. We're not close. He's more of an acquaintance. But he was delivering a sermon, and he does a ton of mission work, most of it in Nicaragua. And he was telling me the story about one of his very, very first mission trips ever. He gets up extremely early one morning and gets in a truck, an old beat up truck with the head of the mission there in Nicaragua. And they start driving. And he's not sure where they're going. But for the next 8 hours, they drive on the worst roads he has ever experienced. The truck gets stuck. The truck breaks down. They get covered in mud. It is back-breaking work. 8 hours this trip. And then they finally get to this remote little village that hardly anyone in the world even knows exists. And they get there, they get out of the truck, they are beat up. But they unload the truck. They drop off some boxes of food, some pallets of clean water, and some clothes. They shake a couple hands, get back in the truck, and start the long, arduous, just as difficult drive home. Well, because this is his first experience there, because he's never been a part of this trip before, he gets about 4 hours into the return trip, and the truck is stuck again. And he's getting frustrated, he's mad, he's tired, and he finally looks at the guy that directs the ministry, and he says, what are we doing? What did we do today? So we made this trip, we did all this work, we are killing ourselves here, and not even one time did we mention the name of Jesus. Well, the director of the ministry looked at him and said, today, I was Jesus to them. Now, when I heard that, at first I didn't like it. But here, years later, now I love it. You see, what the kid didn't know is that over the course of the next year, that ministry director was going to make that drive 12 more times. And every time he went, he was going to work hard to get there, work hard to get back. He was going to drop off food, water, some supplies, some clothes, and he was going to get in his truck and he was going to leave. But then about the 12th time he went, that day he was invited by the leader of the village to come and sit in his hut to share some food so the leader could thank him for all the hard work he'd been doing for the village. And that's when they asked him why he did it, he could say, Jesus. So all of our ministries don't look the same. But I dare not be the one that points at one and says, that's not a ministry, just because it doesn't look like mine. Well, that concert didn't have an altar call. Must not have been a ministry. Some of us have said that. But we don't know about the person that was sitting on the back row of that concert. And when we sang Old Rugged Cross, the Max Factor is just rolling down her face, and she comes to the CD table of all places after that concert to say, hey, this concert, this reminded me of my grandmother. She was a woman of faith. I miss her. Why don't you tell me about Jesus? So I'm not going to judge another ministry for what their ministry looks like. We all try to use the same measuring stick for a ministry, but they all look different. And even God himself waits to the very, very last minute. The very last moment. God himself waits to judge me. So I'm not going to judge your ministry. I'm not going to say, that's not a ministry. I'm not going to be the one that does it. I don't know the insides and outs of your ministry. I don't know the relationships you're forming. I don't know the eternal impact of anything that you did there that day. But if you're doing it for the glory of God, I'm fine with it. If you're doing Christian entertainment, so families have a place to go to hear good music and have a good time and be safe with their kids, then I'm a fan of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to give you all the tips, helpful hints, encouragement, all the methods I know to make your concerts great, no matter what you call them. So I hope this helps you. I don't know if I changed any minds today. I don't know if I was even trying to change minds. Just people wanted me to chime in, and that's my 2 cents from out here on the Gospel Road. Until next time, this is Paul Secord, your Gospel Road coach. And please find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all those good things. And I am working on that ebook. It's coming out very, very soon. I'll see you out there.